Hey, folks. Welcome in, welcome in. This is way too high. Let me fix that. Should be all good. H. Ah, yes. This is now too low. There we go. That should fix it. Oh. Ah, yes. The letter H. This stream is brought to you by the letter H. So, my plan for this afternoon, evening, it's 5 o'clock over here, so, you know, is it the afternoon, is it the evening? It's September, who knows. But my plan is I am going to make this Paradox Sorcerous Origin. That is the plan. And I really, really need to turn the fucking brightness down on my display settings, like, desperately. Oh, good lord. Well, that is helping? No. I just need to turn the fucking brightness off, and I turn the brightness down, and I can't bloody find it. Well, he is a bastard, so that's unsurprising, let's be honest here. Here we go, this is how we do it. We turn the brightness down on the screen. That makes a little bit more sense now, doesn't it? Okay, so now I can see my screen and I'm not, you know, horribly whitewashed. So that's good. Good stuff. Cat steal peanut shell. He wishes it for his collection. But, so... Ah, yes. That's a lie if ever there was one. Atlas has hired you as a lobbyist, clearly. A bastard boy. And, so, I wrote some flavor text right before I went live, or whilst I was on my starting soon screen. I wrote this sort of, you know, this vague flavor text of, your powers, your origins, or you yourself, your power comes from some kind of temporal anomaly, and all your powers should be reflected in that. As a sorcerer, all of your abilities should be directly sort of mirrored in that that sort of thing. The main issue in this is that there could be I think just like designing stuff for this could be kind of difficult, but I reckon we'll probably be okay. I think that the best thing to probably do is to look at all of the other sorceress subclasses and use those as a point of reference of the general power level and scaling for sorcerer. I think that's probably the best way to go about things here. So let me go to... Let me just get like a comparison list of all of the sorcerer subclasses. Probably the best way to go about things, I would think. find the thing oh, whatever. It's been a bit of a pain in the ass, but that's fine. Right, so let's look at Aberrant Mind, Clockwork Soul, Divine Soul, Draconic, whatever, the third version of Favored Soul, Giant Soul, Phoenix. Let's look at Runechild, which I think is from, oh, that's from the Tal'Dorei campaign setting. Stone, Shadow, Storm, Wild, and Sea. So these are all the ones that I've sort of... Let's take a look at their general sort of list. Now, they do like to give spells now, because they realize that the main reason that sorcerers are actually kind of bad is that they get no spells. Like, at all. They just don't get any. So, I think the best way to represent sorcerer in a way that's sort of a little more... makes them a bit less horribly weak is by giving them some spells, which they otherwise don't get. So I think the best place to start will probably be to go make some origin spells. I'm also gonna... This is annoying me. Uh, 13. Oh yeah, the exact same. No, perfect. Okay. So, you learn the following spells at the sorcerer levels listed. Now, obviously, there are technical rules to make these actually work, but, like, let's give them some spells. Like, some spells that they can actually use, as opposed to no spells. And I think, the best way to sort of go about that would be... So we go, sorcerer level spells. Oh, shit. There we go. 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th. Easy. So now we need some time-themed spells. Obviously our 5th levels are going to be Haste and Slow. Easy peasy. Haste and Slow. Then from there, we need to go look at all the other spells in 5e that are vaguely time-themed, of which there are quite a few, but still not an enormous amount. Except for the word time. But 2 9th level spells. Well, shit, huh? Let's look at the Chronogist spells. Here we go. Temporal Shunt is a 5th level spell that is from Wildmount, so that should be like a cool spell to give them. Wrist Pocket. You're sort of like flicking something forward in time to a specific, sort of pushing something outside of time until you next need it. Time-themed spells. This is legitimately very difficult. Right, let's limit our spell range, our level range even. So 1st through 5th. And let's skip 3rds, because we don't need those. Augury could make a fair amount of sense. You're sort of seeing the future. That would, that would probably make a fair amount of sense. So we'll put Augury on the... Hang on, let's just make a little maybe list down here. Augury. Bane. Bless. Again, it's all like the flavor. Like, Bless could be reflavored to make it work, but like, the actual like written flavor of Bless doesn't fit. Blur. That probably does make a lot of sense, actually. Yeah, we'll put Blur on the maybe list. Let's get a list, some maybe list. Dimension Door? Maybe? I think level 4 is going to be the hardest level to sort out, that's for sure. Innovation. Entangle and Thrall. Expeditious Retreat makes a lot of sense for 1st. I can't spell expeditious, apparently. There we go. Scanning through all of these spells. Frost Fingers, what the hell is that? Wait, there's spells in Icewind Dale? Oh, hell yeah, I need to look at those. I didn't know there were any spells in there. That sounds rad as hell. I'm gonna go look at those in a minute. I didn't know those were a thing. I'm actively very, very interested in whatever those happen to be. I had no idea those were in there. Like, I remember them being talked about, I just forgot about them. I'm pretty hyped, actually. Longstrider? I think that probably fits better than Expeditious, yeah. Pass Wall. Pass Wall has a really cool flavor because you're like turning back time to make it so that when there was a hole here, or you're fucking with time, it's like at some point in history there's a hole here. There's nothing. That's, yeah, that works. I like that. I like that. Pass Wall's just gonna go on. That's not even on my maybe list. That's really cool. Sanctuary could Ghostwalk is one of mine. I want to try and steer clear of a lot of my spells, but yeah, Ghostwalk is not very time themed, but I will look at mine if unless I can find them all in base. I can take fifths off now, actually. That probably makes a lot of sense. I think I'll stick Blur on here. I can get rid of Wrist Pocket. I'll put... I think what I am going to have to do is I'm going to have to look at some of my own spells, because I I am very much struggling to come up with, let me, some of my own spells. Because in my home game, I have so many spells that, like, Dunamancy is a school of its own. Because there is enough of them for that to be the case. And obviously a lot of Dunamancy spells are specifically time-themed. Chronosphere and Chronostep. Both of those make a lot of sense. Is it one word, Chronosphere? It should be, but it isn't. Chronosphere is Chronostep. No, it isn't. Chronostep. So, for context, I will grab so I will grab a thing of Chronostep real quick. Chronostep is a fourth level Dunamancy spell. It's a bonus action to cast, lasts a round, or it lasts till the end of your next turn and has a range of self. Basically, it quadruples your movement and you don't provoke opportunity attacks until the end of your next turn. So you just go zoom. It's sort of like, it is an escape spell. So it's a fourth level. And Chronosphere is a first level, it's a bonus action, has a range of 60 feet. It's a kind of bad spell, actually, but like in terms of power. But it's a bonus action. You force somebody to make a wisdom save, and if they fail, it reduces their speed and gives them disadvantage on their next attack roll. If anything, this could be, if this was an action, it could be a cantrip. It's very, very weak. But, yeah, that's sort of the nature there. I guess we can have. Let me just scan for some more. Oh, Blink. Blink could be good. Say Blink would make a lot of sense. Yeah, wait, no, Blink is a third level. Of course it fucking is. Right, we'll get Augury. Now we just need a fourth. Oh, we have D-Door. That should be fine. Two very, very different escape spells. So there we go. Those are our... Oh, wait, fuck. No, we still need another first, don't we? Fuck. I'm a fool. Oh, Sudden Juncture is another spell of mine, so, right. Sudden Juncture. Let me just read that. It's, first level is an action. You choose a willing creature, and it bumps their initiative by 2d4. So yeah, you can fuck around with the turn order quite significantly with that. It's not particularly strong. It should probably be a bonus, to be honest, but it is cool. So And isn't that what we're going for all the time? So yeah, Chronosphere is from... Alright, Chronosphere is from... the first archive. Sudden Juncture is from... Oh, I don't actually know which one Sudden Juncture is from. I need to look that up. Oh, it's from the second archive. Okay, right. I just looked it up. Which will probably come out towards the end of this year, hopefully. All going well. Oh, and Chronostep is from the first one as well. Obviously, the rest of these spells are all just from base. Well, Temporal Shunt is from... Yeah, let me put this in. It's from Explorer's Guide to Wildemount. I suppose I'll put little keys in here for when I post this. Wait, no, why am I doing this now? I can do this later on. What the fuck am I doing? So, we need a first level feature. So, what are the general sort of power ranges for first level features? So, Aberrant Mind Sorcerers. You gain sort of temporary telepathy, and you get bonus armor. You get the Draconic Sorcerer's armor bonus. Clockwork Soul gets Restore Balance, which is a really cool ability, which you can choosably cancel out advantage or disadvantage of a creature within 60 feet of you, which is... That's some fucking flavor right there. I like that. That is a spicy meatball. It's fucking good. That's good shit. Yeah, sure fucking does. But like, Gulak is such a meme that like that is something I'm going to be doing on stream at some point, is fixing Gulak, because Gulak is awesome. Like, conceptually, its 14th level feature is genuinely super cool, but why the fuck would you pick it? Like, why the fuck would you ever pick it? Because it's just so awful until you get to that stage. Divine Soul gives you access to cleric spells and a bonus spell, and it also gives you a once per short or long rest 2d4 bonus to an attack or saving throw, which is very good. It's not overly interesting, but it makes sense. Like, it's flavor. It is a flavor feature of reasonable power, which are generally very rare. Draconic Bloodline is, I suppose, the tank sorcerer build, if that's what you want to call it. You get bonus hit points and bonus armor, which is neat, but like, it's not that great. Oh, Favored Soul is literally free existence. Divine Soul. Giant Soul. Giant Soul is awesome. I love Giant Soul. It's so fucking cool. Giant Soul gives you more health and gives you bonus spells based on your based on the type of giant that you're descended from, which is neat. Phoenix Soul, I really like. I have a player who is a multi-class Phoenix Soul Sorcerer rogue in one of my games. There's a flavor feature where you can set things on fire as an action, which is actually also quite useful. Like, just being able to go and just, poke a thing and it's suddenly on fire. That's pretty good. Like, that's good. And Mantle of Flame is a very powerful but really fucking cool feature where once per day you just, become the Human Torch and burst into flames. It's pretty fucking tight. Now, I very distinctly remember Runechild from Taldore being strange, to say the least. It's very long. I'm not going to read it because Jesus Christ. Sea Sorcery, which I also really like, gives you curses. Like you gain swim speed and amphibiousness, and oh, you're like a cantrip sorcerer. That's neat. So basically, whenever you cast a cantrip that does cold damage, lightning damage, or forces a creature to move, it buffs those cantrips, which is really cool. Like, you can make a really strong build with this, where you take Quicken spell and you quicken a bunch of cantrips to sort of and make the cantrips way more powerful. Like, cool design. I've never really looked at Sea Sorcerer like more than once. I know it's an option for players to take, but no one's ever taken it before. Shadow Magic gives you Darkness as a spell for 2 sorcery points, which is, and 120 feet of dark vision. Oh, and it also gives you Undead Fortitude. So, sure, yeah, like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty tight. Stone Sorcery gives you basically the same benefits as Draconic, except better, because it gives you it adds bonus spells to the Sorcerer spell list and gives you some proficiencies. Storm Soul gives you some languages and lets you fly 10 feet without provoking opportunity attacks whenever you cast a spell, which is pretty cool. And Wild Magic does exactly what it says on the tin. It's pretty crazy. So these are the sort of power levels that we're looking for. So with our Time Sorcerer, we should have some kind of feature that allows us to fuck with other people's turns. How exactly that works, I'm unsure. Maybe we could apply mini slow or mini haste to people? Maybe? That could be kind of interesting. Ooh, yeah, hang on. I have an idea. Dilation. Oh, is there no haste spell dilation? Oh, okay, there's no egg. I put like dilation as opposed to dilation. I've been talking too much. Big sip. Fucking with initiative is always fun. Sudden Juncture does do that, but that could certainly be... Hang on, here we can add a second feature for that. Hang on, there's Time Jolt. Beginning at first level. Whenever a creature rolls initiative, you may use your reaction Or whenever you roll initiative, you may choose one creature that you can see within 60 feet of you. Roll a d6. The target reduces or increases your choice. Its initiative result by the number rolled. So, very minor. Like, you know, this is like almost a non-factor in some cases, where it's like, you know, so if people roll initiative and you're like, oh, I want to roll a bit higher, and you roll a d6, and he's like, oh, I rolled a 1, nothing happens. Like, that could be a little, you know, we might go back and fuck around with that a little bit more, but I think it'd be cool. We could incorporate, like, some Merle's initiative into this, but Merle's initiative is, like, insanely complex, so that's like a 14th level feature if we end up doing that at all. But either way, dilation, my initial idea. Also at first level, whenever a creature starts yeah, that's true. Like, it's in many instances it's not going to do anything, but like, yeah, it's free, so like, it's cool. Whenever a creature starts whenever a creature that you can see within 60 feet starts its turn, you may use your reaction to force that creature to make a you use your reaction to enforce one of the following effects on that creature. Faster. The target gains the benefits of the haste spell until the end of its turn. Slower. The target suffers the effects of the slow spell until the end of its turn. And you may use this feature a number of times equal to your charisma modifier, regaining all expended uses whenever you complete a long rest. Now, there is a strong possibility that this is absolutely nuts. Assassin? Oh, okay, right. I mean, that would be cool. Time Assassin. Fucking Time Assassin, like, this, you know, if you have to dip 5 levels into a class to get some value out of that dip, then I'd say that's probably okay. Is kind of the thing. It's like you have to dip 2 levels in fire to get all of the benefits you can possibly get from fire, or all of the relevant benefits. If you have to dip 5 levels to Oh yeah, of course, yeah. I'm thinking of half-casters, aren't I? Yeah, it's a strong dip, I think, is why dilation could be a little nuts, but it's cool. I said, well, we'll keep this for now. We'll keep this for now. I'd say the offensive aspects of this are obviously much stronger than the defensive aspects, just because haste is just, like, just the rule of, like, just buffing your allies is always infinitely stronger than nerfing your enemies. I think that's, you know, that's always going to be the case, which is why these kinds of abilities always feel very lopsided, because, like, why would I slow my enemy when I can haste my ally? You know? But slow certainly has its place. And there are going to be instances where you're really fucking glad you can slow your enemies down. And, you know, speeding your allies up doesn't really add anything. So I'd say that's probably all good. For now, at least. If I come back in, like, you know, an hour and go, this was a mistake, then it probably was. Oh shit, I forgot to... Yeah, there's meant to be a save on this. Whoops. I could have sworn I put one on. The target... Yeah. In theory, we could bump this up to a higher level. But certainly for now, I will keep it here. Yeah, I'll bump this to 6th. Is it 6th or 7th for Sorcerous? Because I've not actually looked at the scaling. It's 6th. 6th, 14th, 18th, yeah. So Sorcerers are really weird. Because it's like, oh lol, this does not have a 10th level feature because apparently an extra meta magic. It's just like, okay. Bruh. So we need a second first level feature, really, because this is kind of like almost like a non-entity, really. I suppose we could actually buff this up, to be fair. Yeah, let's hang on. Here's an idea. Whenever you roll initiative, you may choose any a number of creatures you can see within 60 feet of you equal to your charisma modifier. For each creature, roll a d4. Choose a number of creatures you can see within 60 feet of you equal to your charisma modifier. For each creature, roll a d4. You may reduce or increase your choice the initiative result of that creature. Of a chosen creature by the number rolled. So yeah, that's actually like pretty substantial. You come in and it's like, well, I have like +4 charisma at level 1 because, you know, you're a tiefling or whatever and you rolled okay. And you come in and it's like, well, I choose me, I choose the boss monster, I choose the fighter, and then I choose the rogue. And then you roll 4d4, and it's like, oh, for me, I rolled, I rolled 3, so my initiative increases by 3. For the fighter, I rolled 1, his initiative increases by 1, and the rogue, I rolled 4, her initiative increases by 4. And for the boss, I rolled 2, their initiative is decreased by 2. So, yeah, it adds that sort of interactive element where, like, even if it's not that powerful, it always feels like your decision, like your class, is always impactful every single time you're in a fight. That's, like, that kind of point of, yeah, like it's, yeah. It's one of those things where, like, you know, just like fucking with initiative a little bit is not that big of a deal, but being able to say every single fight you're in, I do, you know, my subclass, my decision, the choice I made for my character matters every single time, and it always does something. Very few classes are like that. Where, you know, some fights you can just kind of go in and just be like, oh, fireball, fireball, fireball. I stab him with my sword. I stab him again with my sword. It's like, that's, you know, that's fine. But, you know, you might be doing the same thing, but at the very least you come out of that fight saying, my special subclass I picked, my Paradox Sorcerous subclass, you know, Sorcerous Origin, did a thing. And I think that's more impactful. That's much more impactful, I think. And as a thought, actually, to make this a little more powerful, when you reach 2nd level, you may expend 1 sorcery point as a bonus action to choose a creature that, choose a creature that you can see within yeah, maybe it should probably be a reaction, to be fair. Certainly to begin with, it was actually, I'll keep it as is. I'll keep it as is for now. See within 60 feet of you. You can choose a creature you can see within 60 feet of you. Actually, no. I think this can go like that. I think this is fine as is. Yeah, exactly. Like, my money is it's like, it's probably like it's one of those abilities, certainly in my opinion, that looks very, very strong, and then you actually look at it and it's like, this is just neat. Like, it's not like this isn't gonna, like, there is like a single subclass in the whole game that this impacts, and that's assassin, because they care about going first. And obviously there's, you know, certain classes that benefit from going higher or lower in the initiative, but, like, generally speaking, doesn't really make a difference. Certainly, I wouldn't say it's going to anyway. I shouldn't think. But maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, exactly, that's what playtesting is for. So, bonus proficiency. Deception. It's certainly not insignificant, no, but it's not gonna it's not gonna be like, this is the reason we won this fight. And if it is, then the fight probably wasn't going to be that difficult, even if you hadn't have gone before it. There's not going to be very many there's not going to be very many instances where, oh yeah, Time Jolt is the one reason that we won this battle, because the enemy, you know, went after all of us or whatever. Like, if everybody rolls in like a really tight bracket and then you reduce, you know, the enemies so he's below everybody else, that's huge. But again, that's like you know, say you got a party of 4, that's 5 degrees of luck there. You gotta have 4 players, or well, five, so it's 6 degrees of good dice rolls, where you've got to have all 4 PCs and the enemy roll within a specific bracket, and then roll in a way that allows you to shunt the allies above and the enemy below. In that instance, it's really fucking powerful. But again, like the times when that comes up, it's not super huge. But I'd say maybe making it a reaction will fix that. It's going to be a reaction that people take every single time, thus kind of making it a little redundant, but yeah, that's true. But certainly if you're in a range of like getting fireballed as a group, good chance somebody in the party has counterspell anyway, and like that certainly makes that difference too. I'll stick it on a reaction. But so we have a first and a 6th level feature, so that's neat. We're off to a very strong start. So now we need a 14th. So let's look at the 14th level features. So, oh, holy shit. Aberrant Mind Sorcerers get a feature called Revelation in Flesh, which is fucking tight as hell. Like, holy shit. What does it actually do? No clue, but it's called Revelation in Flesh, so I'm interested. You can unleash the aberrant truth hidden within your flesh. That's not very interesting flavor text, but sure. As a bonus action, you expend 1 or more sorcery points to magically transform your body for 1 minute. For each sorcery point you spend, you gain one of the following benefits of your choice, which lasts until the transformation ends. You gain a swimming speed equal to your walking speed and the ability to breathe water. You gain a flying speed equal to your walking speed and can hover. Your body, along with any equipment you're wearing and carrying, becomes slimy and pliable. You can move through spaces as narrow as 1 inch without squeezing. Your eyes turn black and become writhing sensory tendrils. Jesus fucking Christ. So basically, you can spend a sorcery point to fly for a minute, or swim and breathe underwater for a minute, and those other 2 features are like, you know, they're cool as fuck, but like, they're not overly powerful. Yeah, you can see invisible creatures with the last one. I think I forgot to mention. It's fucking cool though. I'm on board. Holy shit. Trance of Order. You for a minute you treat all rolls of 9 or lower as a 10, which is kind of boring and also insane. Otherworldly Wings. Which one is this? Is this Divine Soul? Yes, it is. Oh, they're the exact same things as the Draconic Sorcerer feature, which also gives you wings. Oh shit, yeah, I forgot about Rage of Fallen Astoria. Rage of Fallen Astoria is fucking tight. When you start casting a sorcerer spell on your turn and expend a spell slot, you'd increase your size by 1 category. Yeah, so you get more hit points, you increase your reach, you increase your walking speed, you gain advantage on checks and saves, and you gain a bonus to damage rolls for melee weapon attacks. So actually this feature's really bad for Sorcerer, because it's like, why the fuck are you making melee weapon attacks as a Sorcerer? What are you doing? But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Nourishing Fire. Phoenix Soul regains hit points whenever you cast a spell, which is crazy. Yeah, I suppose those sorts of spells, but that seems very disinteresting. Certainly to me, anyway. Sea Soul. When you move on your turn, you take only half damage from opportunity attacks and can move through an enemy space, but can't willingly end your move there. On your turn, you can move through any space that is at least 3 inches in diameter and can do so without squeezing. When you start moving, the regular squeezing rules apply. So yeah, you can slither around kind of good, I guess. It's not very interesting, but it's neat. It certainly seems like the 14th level features seem to be a blend of flavor with power. Some of them are like kind of mediocre features that add like minor benefits, and some of them seem to be like absolutely nuts. So Shadow just gets the fucking teleport 100. He gets like, you get a Misty Step 4 times as a bonus action. Like, okay. This is the dim light or darkness limitation, but I don't think that really makes any difference, to be honest. When you cast, so the stone one is when you cast a spell that deals damage. Choose one creature damaged by the spell on the round you cast it. The creature takes extra force damage equal to half your sorcerer level. That's pretty cool. Storm sorcerers can do damage to people that hit them, and wild magic just gets to roll twice on the search table. So, bit of a mixed bag. Yeah. I just thought of something real nasty. Oh, I just thought of something really cruel. No, I can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. That's too cursed. Too cursed. Far too cursed. 14th level feature. So, we got a time boy, right? Time lad. Time Chad, perhaps. Born of, yeah. The only issue being that temporal shunt kind of does that. It sort of like clicks people away for a turn. Oh, okay, I just had an idea. Some kind of like, I need this thing right now. There is a point in history where the thing I want is right here. Let's get it. Let's bring it to me right now. Maybe. Something like that. Like, I need a 2x4. People don't cut wood that way in this timeline, or whatever. Let's just like reach into a parallel universe or like the future or whatever. It's like, I have a 2x4, haha. Or I need you know, I need something. I'm not sure, but like I need something. I think I know what I want to do for the 18th level feature, but I have a feeling it's probably not a good idea. Just from like just making your DM mad point of view, and all of the other players. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. But so when you reach 14th level, you know just what point you can reach into time, pulling what you need from a point in history, bringing it into your now. As an action, you may expend any number of sorcery points. Is Infernal Contract, I guess, is, I think it's from Xanathars or something. Let me double check. Yes, welcome in. Also that, yeah. Oh, Infernal Calling, that's it. Yeah, it's a 5th level spell for warlocks and wizards. Yeah, you sort of summon a devil that does your business for, that does your bidding for like an hour. Like, define pact, like a warlock pact, or a, or some kind of, or, like, oh, like a written contract. I'm thinking, I'm thinking the, that, like, weird binding spell they have in one of the last Harry Potter movies, with, it's like Snape and I think, like, some minor side character. They do like, they like shake hands or whatever, and they get like this weird squiggly line on them. I can't remember the. Let me. Indeed, that's what we're working on them at the moment. But I'm sort of answering a question about like spell concept. I'm gonna have to go. Yes, welcome in. Let me just go find out what this thing I'm talking about is. Oh, thank you for the follow. I'm gonna have to go look this up. No, the, Unbreakable Vow, that's it. It has a, I knew it had a stupid name. Yeah, I suppose Geass is more sort of in a controlling fashion, whereas I think you're more looking for like a mutual kind of thing, maybe? Like, you know, you make a magical agreement with someone, and if either of you breaks it, something really bad happens to the person who broke it. Like, they die or something. Maybe not they die, but something really, really bad. Oh, well, they use Geass for that. Like a mutual Geass spell. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, God. You can spend any number of sorcery points. Oh, Amara. I confused it with Marid. I was like, why the fuck would they send a genie after you? But Amaret, oh no, that would be bad. Yeah. Marits are fucking scary. Like, holy shit, Marits are terrifying. Hey, I'm gonna go find a picture of a Marit for those of you that haven't seen them, because they are terrifying. Give me a second. This is not at all related to Is this for like the pact thing that you're talking about, or is this for the Sorcerous Origin? Also, this is Amara. These things are fucking scary. It's CR 25. Not even legendary either. Yeah, I don't know if that would work. It's more like you don't have like control over. Well, you have sort of a very simple control over time, but you don't have I don't know if that would work. I'll get to. Hang on. As an action, you can spend any number of sorcery points. I'm just gonna finish this. I think the extended version of Wish, being able to do that multiple times with no consequence, is pretty nuts, but like in theory it could work. Spend any number of sorcery points choosing a non-magical object or structure that fits within choosing a non-magical object. Yeah. The object has a limitation in size, which is determined by the number of sorcery points expended. The object must fit within a 2-foot cube if one sorcery point is spent on this feature. The object must fit within a 2-foot cube, increasing by 2 feet for each additional sorcery point expended above 1. So like a 40. So you can make an object that just appears in a 40-foot cube. So just warm. The object must appear on solid ground. So once you're at a personal stage, you can just go, I want a house right now. Give it to me. Just zoom. It just appears. It's about like creative application because it is already non-magical. It's like I need a wall. Like bam, here's a wall. You know, like I need a house. Bam, here's a house. The object remains for 8 hours, after which it returns to whence it came. After it returned to the exact time it left. Yeah, it's like again, it's all the. It has to be an unoccupied space, so you'd have to make the tower and force them into the tower. But like, yeah, like, you know, it's like, oh, I need a cage. Bam, here's a cage. Oh, you know, oh, I need a rope. Here's a rope. I'll say that. With that idea, the idea is strong, but like it is, with the fact that there is no defined limitation on it whatsoever, it's not like a class feature by any means. That's like something you can apply to like a legendary artifact or something, but that's not something I'd put on a class feature. Especially because it is just a strictly better version of Wish. Yeah, I think this is kind of neat. There's like, pull through time. So you just go like, you know, I don't know, you've been thrown in prison, and it's like, yeah, and also Divine Intervention is substantially more limited than that. Like, Divine Intervention is specifically limited to however powerful your DM decides it to be. And certainly, I would say Divine Intervention is not Wish. Because if Divine Intervention was just better than Wish, then clerics would rule the world instead of wizards, and generally speaking, it's the other way around. Divine Intervention always does what you want in a very roundabout kind of way. It's never monkey's paw in the way that it works, but it's like a help me get out of prison. It's like, here's the key to your cell, as opposed to teleporting you to the other side of the world. I believe I'll say this feature here is I'll it also does that, yeah. There is also that. Like it's limited in its scope by however powerful your DM chooses it to be, and also your deity tells you to fuck off for a week. So both of those things make Divine Intervention like a limited a limited tool. I'm very much like, Wish is one of those things where it's like, yeah, you can use Wish to do basically whatever you want, because every time you use Wish to do whatever you want, you suffer serious penalties and may be never able to cast Wish ever again. Because generally speaking, you're supposed to use Wish to just go, oh yeah, I cast Simulacrum or whatever, like a spell that you don't have, or use Wish to cast Heal if you're a wizard, stuff like that. Use Wish to bypass the gold cost of very expensive spells, which is a little overpowered, but that's kind of the whole point of Wish. It's meant to be broken. But yeah, shit like that. I am going to go and take a quick break. I'll probably be gone for about 10 minutes or so. Yeah. School of Rules lawyering. You get to, change the written rules of the game. I shouldn't do that. But either way, I'm going to go take a very quick break. I'm going to go grab some food. I'll be gone for about 10 minutes or so. So yeah, I'll be back shortly. See ya. return. Yeah, let me fix my hair. It's parted very horribly. Yes, I am back. I had some food. I have some more tea. I do return. Yeah. It was pretty good. Wasn't anything exciting, but, you know, it was edible. There's something I did actually want to do before I wanted to look at those Icewind Dale spells. I want to see if they're listed anywhere. Yeah, I had a very watery spaghetti yesterday. It was like, there was just like a puddle of like water at the bottom of the plate. It was very unpleasant. Yeah, it was, the rest of it was fine, but like soggy pasta at the bottom was unpleasant. I'm also going to put some of this music back on. I want to look at these spells. Icewind Dale, where are they? There's 3. There's a Frost Fingers. Yeah. Each creature must make... This is a 15-foot cone. Oh, Frost Fingers is Baby Cone of Cold. Yeah, it's pretty great. Create Margin? Margin? I don't know what a Margin is. Presumably that's also from Icewind Dale. It's a construct of some variety. That seems kind of dumb. And there is Blade of Disaster, which seems pretty cool. I'm on board with this. Got a blade-shaped planar rift about 3 feet long and an punch space you can see within range. The blade lasts for the duration. When you cross the spell, make 2 melee spell attacks with the blade. Oh, there's a thumbs up there. I'm out of frame. So it is massive spiritual weapon. Like, it's Mordenkainen and Sword if Mordenkainen and Sword was actually good. So, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But either way, we're going to keep working on Paradox Sorcerer. Need an 18th level feature that of reasonable power. So far, we got Time Jolt, which lets you fuck around with initiative. We've got Dilation, which lets you give very temporary versions of Haste and Slow, which is really strong. And Pull Through Time, which lets you basically just get whatever you want. I might also boost this to like a... Maybe it starts at 5 feet and increases by 3 feet every time. So 5 plus 3 times 9, no, 19. So yeah, if you spend like 20 sorcery points on this feature, you just get like, you know, you can summon something that fits in like a 60-foot cube, which is massive. And technically, given the flavor of this subclass, you can be from the future, so you can just be like, oh yeah, can I have like a JCB, please? Can I have like a fucking bulldozer? Just summon a bulldozer. To be fair, you would just have to pull out the hell machines or the war machines or whatever the fuck they're called from Descent into Avernus. But that would be a very fun thing, whereas like a bunch of characters who are, you know, grew up in, you know, your standard D&D medieval setting, and it's like, yeah, this guy who's constantly talking about really missing the internet, and he's just like, oh, he just summons like a digger or something. Yeah, something like that, if they're from real far into the future. I'm pretty sure that's too big, because it has to fit within a 60-foot cube, but to be fair, I don't actually know what. A Dreadnought sounds like a very big ship. Oh no, it's like a mech suit. Okay. Yeah, just like a turret of some kind. Just summon a railgun. just a big old railgun. Like, that sounds fun. That sounds fun. So 18th level feature. I need to go look at all those other 18th level sorcerer features. You can be. Like, it's not specifically the flavor, but it's like, you can go two flavor routes with it. It's either you're from the past, you're from the future, you just have vague time. You're sort of like Tracer, where you've sort of blipped in and out of time a few times, or you were sort of semi unwritten from history. That's pretty good. I think I was probably like 11 years old the last time I had sticky toffee pudding. I need to go look at the 18th level sorcerer features. '18th level. Divine Soul just lets them heal half their health whenever they want. Consume. Eat the food. Draconic Presence is kind of bad. Blessings of the Allfather gives you Con. Gives you bonus uses of Rage of Fallen Astoria. Form of the Phoenix gives you Fly Speed. Resistance to all damage. Yeah, a lot of these features tend to be very, very simple. Yeah, they all seem to be very, very simple, and seem to be expansions of past features. So I suppose it depends what you're working with. If I find that working from nothing is a double-edged sword, in that obviously you have infinite creative freedom, but at the same time you have to come up with everything yourself, and also adapting other stuff is the opposite, where you are much more restrained. I find a lot of fun in it, so I can kind of just like snap stuff out and just come up with neat stuff. My biggest sort of pitfall is names. Yeah, I saw you talking about it earlier on. I was reading chat whilst I was eating, but I was like, sort of like in and out. Yeah, I did something similar to that. I worked on a project for Realm Warp Media and Christian Zooch, depending on how sort of engrossed is the wrong word, sort of invested in like the DMs Guild community you are. You may know who those people are, and maybe you won't. But I worked with them on an adventure called the Isle of Endless Fog, which is for Realm Warp Media's like Cities of Myth product, where they basically take real world fictional settings and sort of codify them in 5th edition, and they were doing Arthurian England. And we, like myself and Christian, we wrote the Isle of Endless Fog as sort of the Isle of Man adventure, and it's like got a bunch of Manx folklore in it, and the main villains are like these sort of like Scottish ghosts, sort of, called the Slough. That's spelled like that. And it was like so difficult to sort of codify a lot of that into the game without they're Scottish specifically, The Isle of Man has like a couple myths. They have Bugain, which is like basically a troll. Like he's an extra special troll, and he's in the adventure. And it was like, because the guy that I was working with, Christian, is Brazilian, and I myself am, like Eastern English. Even me, who I could get to the Isle of Man within the space of a day if I wanted to. Like, I could get a train and then a ferry and be stood on the Isle of Man within a day. Even I don't know that much about it, because, it's a tiny island with a population of, like, a few thousand. I'm not actually sure what the populace of the Isle of Man is. Isle of Man population. Presumably it's like 4,000 or 5,000. Nope, never mind. 84,000. Not even remotely correct. Yeah, they got the spinny boot. I forget what the symbolism of that is. I feel like I knew it at one point, but yeah, basically it was like incorporating all of this myth and both of us being very much outsiders. That much I definitely didn't know, but I can imagine. I suppose it would make sense. Very small island, very limited space. I've not heard of this, but that's that. Hang on. By Grace. Yep. Called one of the most dangerous racing events in the world. Yeah, they're driving high-powered motorbikes through the British countryside. Yeah, high-powered motorbikes through the British countryside. That in and of itself is very, very dangerous. Like, yeah, that's so especially for like Americans who are in the chat. British city planning is functionally non-existent. Certainly newer districts of British towns and villages and cities will have, the standard block structure, Like New York City is built on a grid, and it's, certainly for me, is haunting to look at. Because yes, that's rural England for you, or that's most of England. The stone walls, that's rural, but like winding streets and switchback roads and all kinds of crap is very, 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 very British. I'll say I live in a very small city in the like east of England, and we have like infrastructure. Like we have, we have a lot of, we have Tudor buildings that are being used as like a real estate agents. The buildings that were built in like the 1700s that are now just an estate agents. Just run by realtors and shit, which is hilarious. And but like if you head to the south, we have loads of infrastructure because that's the way you go to London. If you're going to London, you get on the back roads, or you get on like motorways and all that, and you go straight to London. If you want to go north, you go up to up to sort of northern East Anglia. We have the infrastructure for that. We have we have also we're going sort of like northeast, like up this way, or this way, I guess, because you guys are seeing it in back roads to London. But if it's not a thing, but if you want to go, you can either go. Hang on, I need to mirror it. So we have the city here. I need to turn face on, but I also need to see what I'm doing. This is very difficult. So you can go... I'm trying to do this. This is so difficult. You can go up this way, and we have infrastructure, or you can go down this way, and we have infrastructure. Either of these other two directions, enjoy your country roads for hundreds of miles, with, you know, like your one-lane farmers tracks, where, you know, if you have a vehicle coming the other way, well, fuck. Oh no. That's the majority of England, really. Like, unless you're in like a major city or in very specific parts of the country, like Manchester and Liverpool are like directly next to each other. They're really pretty, yeah. They look fantastic, generally speaking, but they are a fucking nightmare. And I don't even drive. Like, I don't even have a license, let alone do I actually drive. But like, they are nightmarish, but they're really pretty, especially if you go up north. So like, yeah, whatever. That was a fucking tangent and a half. I remember having an idea for this feature and it's gone now, but either way. Okay, so 18th level feature, we're talking a feature that's going to bump the power. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And what is the I'm thinking like Eye of the Storm kind of, but obviously you're not a storm, it's like a time thing. Time well? Temporal sinkhole. That's what I want. Temporal well. By the time you reach 18th level, you gain... I'm not writing any flavor text for these features just because it, like... You gain the following benefits. You need not use your reaction to use your time jolt. Jolt feature. Oh, I need to capitalize that. Time jolt feature as a bonus action. Targeting a single creature. Only one creature. If the target's new initiative would cause it to lose a turn this round, it instead takes its turn immediately after your own. If the target would gain a second turn in a round with this feature, it does not gain this second turn. I'm going to just do this. This is probably simpler. Additionally, whenever you use your dilation feature, I need to capitalize this again. You may expend sorcery points to... Oh, no, actually, no. You may expend one additional use of the feature. If you do, the effects last until the end of the target's next turn. So instead of spending 1 use, you spend 2 uses, and it lasts for a whole round. Like, it lasts for their turn and their next turn too. Personal. I'm trying to think of Let me grab the. Oh, the water horse. That's a personal favorite of mine. The water horse is basically sort of a blend between a Kelpie and a vampire. They are extremely interesting. I'm trying to find their exact sort of abilities. There's like a legend that I've seen. I forget, they can disguise themselves. I think they drink blood. They can't cross moving water, which is where, like, obviously those two things are where the vampire stuff comes from. The water horse. I don't want this random movie from 2007 with mediocre reviews. I don't remember where I read this, like, myth. Oh, I'm not sure, but it's like a story of, like, I very distinctly remember there is a story where the water horse, I think, transforms into, like, a young man or a young woman or something. I forget what there is a farmer's child, either a son or a daughter, and, you know, and the water horse disguises itself as an individual of, like, the opposite gender. I don't remember which way round it is at all, but no. At least I've certainly never seen the movie. The movie seems to be about, like, Nessie or something. I don't know. I only just saw the poster when I googled it. But it's like it's typical, like, folk tale fashion where, like, this thing inevitably tries to kill the farmer's child, and then they run away, and they inadvertently win through no sort of, you know, like, they don't win because they're better. They just win out of luck and to teach the children or whatever the dangers of the water horse. They, like, jump over a stream, and the thing goes, oh, well, shit, I can't cross the stream, can I? Because that's my weakness, so I can't cross running water, or something like that. Maybe it can only gallop downstream, so I don't remember. Yeah, that's close. I'd say. It may be, like, the same thing, so... Seems real wholesome. Like, that's very wholesome. Whenever you use your dilation feature, you may expend 1 additional use of the feature. If you do, the effects last until the end of the target's next turn. Hey, kids. Ah, yes. Very relatable. I'm not so sure about this part of the feature here. I'm just not sure about this at all. I feel like you should have like some kind of cool ability, you know? Oh, I know. I know. Selective displacement. You vanish into time. As a bonus action on your turn, you expend a sorcery point, vanishing into time, for up to 1 minute. You appear in the exact and then you may expend a sorcery point, choosing, stating a point in time that you choose. You are transported back to that point in history, in the exact place you left. You remain for 1 minute, or until you attempt to meddle with anything in the place you teleported to. You're transported back to your original time. When you are transported back, you appear in the nearest unoccupied space to where you were when you were in the to where you were. Three sorcery points. I suppose you numerize sorcery points this way. Times you transport to could include before the battle started. A time when this building didn't exist, or times you could transport to include or before the door was repaired. It would be actively harmful to you or would change the past in some way. So, this is basically this sentence is here to stop DM fuckery from saying like, oh, your ability doesn't work because fuck you. Because DMs like that deserve to be hit with a shovel because they're the fucking worst. Unless it's for like strict story reasons that make sense in context, nah, that's a big no. So that whenever a DM tries to kill you with this ability, you can just point to this sentence and say, "Go fuck yourself." If you were concentrating on a spell before, you must concentrate to maintain this effect. Yeah, just a tad. Hit with a shovel and buried in a shallow grave. With that same shovel, of course, for added, sort of punctuation to something like that. But I think on that note, with that there, I'm very, very happy with how this has come out. This is cool as hell. I really like this. I am going to get going now, I think, because I am a little late for somewhere I need to be. But I'm just going to see if there's anybody to raid. I'll be posting this on Twitter probably later on tonight, so if people want to like put it in their home games or whatever, or make some edits to it first. Maybe you're like, oh, well, this is broken, in which case you may well be right, maybe it is, but because I did make this in like an hour and a half, 2 hours, so, you know. Yes, thank you very much, people who stuck around. I'm gonna see, let's go to a blank screen real quick. Who is there to raid? Literally no one. Neat. Let me just double check. Maybe the raid button is there might actually just just no one is live. That's fair. Well, either way, yes. Thank you for those who oh, okay. Yes. Also, I'm probably going to stream tomorrow afternoon. By the way, might be some magic stuff. I'm not sure, but yeah. I'll certainly take a look at it. I've done stuff like that on stream before. But either way, I'll probably see some of you tomorrow. I might stream some magic stuff. Not 100% certain. But yeah, see you.